Welcome to Travel Mint, and to our journey as we dive into the changing travel landscape. Today, we will explore the top 10 countries where Chinese travelers may face restrictions in 2025. As geopolitical shifts reshape the world, it is essential to stay informed about the destinations that may become more challenging to access. Our journey begins across the vast Pacific Ocean in the United States of America. The U.S. has seen a recent tightening of its borders, particularly for those arriving from China. Increased scrutiny of travelers from China with potential visa restrictions and heightened security measures are becoming more common. Imagine a bustling U.S. airport, once a symbol of open doors and boundless opportunity. Chinese travelers now face a more rigorous and uncertain entry process. The future of U.S.-China travel remains uncertain, a delicate dance on the world stage. We journey southward now to the island continent of Australia. The relationship with China has become increasingly strained, like a rope pulled taut. This tension has led to possible limitations on travel and increased visa requirements for Chinese citizens. Recent years have witnessed a cooling of relations between Canberra and Beijing. For Chinese travelers, this has translated into a more challenging visa application process. The Australian government argues that these measures are necessary to protect national security and economic interests. Will the two nations find a way to mend their differences and rebuild trust? Our journey takes us now to Canada, a land known for its stunning natural beauty and its reputation for tolerance and multiculturalism. Yet even here, the winds of geopolitical change are blowing, casting a chill over relations with China. For Chinese travelers, this has resulted in stricter entry protocols, adding another layer of complexity to their journeys. Visa applications are now subject to greater scrutiny, and the approval process has become more unpredictable. Critics argue that these measures harm Canada's reputation as an open and welcoming society. Will the two nations find a way to navigate their differences and rebuild trust? We venture now to the Indian subcontinent, a land of vibrant colors, ancient traditions, and a rich cultural heritage that spans thousands of years. From the bustling markets filled with spices and textiles to the serene countryside dotted with temples and historical landmarks, India is a country of contrasts and diversity. But beyond its cultural richness lies a complex geopolitical landscape that has shaped its history and continues to influence its present. Here, the relationship with China is marked by a history of mistrust, territorial disputes, and strategic rivalry. The border between the two nations has been a flashpoint for decades. More recently, this tension has escalated into open conflict, with both sides increasing their military presence along the disputed border areas. For Chinese travelers, this has meant increased difficulties in obtaining visas to India. The once straightforward process has become fraught with challenges. The Indian government has become increasingly wary of Chinese visitors, citing security concerns and potential espionage activities. Visa applications are now subject to heightened scrutiny, with applicants facing rigorous background checks and longer waiting times. The approval process has become more lengthy and uncertain, causing frustration and delays for many would-be travelers. The impact on tourism has been significant, with a sharp decline in the number of Chinese visitors to India. Popular tourist spots that once thrived with international visitors now see fewer crowds. Will the two nations find a way to resolve their differences through diplomacy and dialogue? Can they build a more stable and cooperative relationship for the future, benefiting both their peoples and the broader region? Our journey takes us eastward now, to the island nation of Japan, a land where ancient traditions meet modern innovation. Japan and China, two of Asia's most powerful nations, share a long and often tumultuous history. In recent years, tensions have risen over territorial disputes and historical grievances. For Chinese travelers, this has translated into a more unpredictable travel environment. The Japanese government is mindful of security concerns and the need to balance economic interests with strategic considerations. While Japan remains a welcoming destination for many, the path ahead for Chinese travelers may be marked by a degree of uncertainty. We journey now to the Korean Peninsula, a land divided by history and ideology. This division has shaped the destinies of millions and continues to influence global politics. South Korea, a vibrant democracy and a technological powerhouse, has long been a popular destination for Chinese tourists. Its bustling cities, rich culture, and advanced technology attract millions every year. However, the geopolitical landscape is shifting, and with it, the dynamics of travel. Political tensions and changing alliances are creating new challenges for travelers. For Chinese travelers, this has meant a period of uncertainty. The once straightforward journey to South Korea is now fraught with questions and concerns. While South Korea remains open to Chinese tourists, new regulations may be introduced in response to geopolitical developments. These changes could impact the ease and frequency of travel. The South Korean government is mindful of security concerns and the need to align its policies with its allies. This balancing act is crucial for maintaining regional stability. While South Korea remains a welcoming destination, the path ahead for Chinese travelers may be marked by a degree of uncertainty. The evolving political climate will undoubtedly shape the future of travel between these two nations. We cross the continents now to the United Kingdom, an island nation with a global outlook, known for its rich history, cultural diversity, and significant influence on the world stage. Yet in recent years, the UK has become increasingly focused on its own shores, prioritizing national interests and local concerns. The UK, once a staunch advocate for open borders and free movement, has seen a shift in its policies and public sentiment. Over the past decade, the country has been steadily tightening its immigration policies, reflecting a growing desire to control its borders more strictly. For Chinese travelers, this has meant facing additional hurdles in obtaining visas to the UK, with more stringent requirements and longer processing times. The new system places a greater emphasis on English language proficiency, educational qualifications, and financial resources, making the process more challenging for many applicants. Those seeking to study or work in the UK now face a more rigorous and competitive application process, requiring them to demonstrate higher levels of skill and capability. The government argues that the new system is fair and transparent, designed to attract the best and brightest from around the world. They believe that by ensuring only those who can contribute significantly to the UK economy are granted entry, the country will benefit in the long run. However, critics argue that the new policies are overly restrictive and fail to consider the broader social and economic contributions of immigrants. They warn that these measures could harm the UK's global competitiveness, leading to a potential decline in international collaboration and innovation. Our journey takes us now to New Zealand, a land of breathtaking landscapes and a reputation for being a safe and welcoming destination. However, even in this remote corner of the world, the winds of geopolitical change are blowing. For Chinese travelers, this has translated into more stringent travel requirements. While New Zealand remains open to Chinese visitors, the government has introduced stricter visa regulations and increased scrutiny of travelers. The New Zealand government argues that these measures are necessary to protect national security. Critics argue that the new policies are overly cautious and are harming New Zealand's reputation as an open and welcoming destination. We arrive now at Taiwan, an island nation at the heart of one of the world's most sensitive geopolitical flashpoints. The relationship between mainland China and Taiwan is complex and fraught with historical baggage. For Chinese travelers, this has meant navigating a complex and often unpredictable travel environment. While travel between mainland China and Taiwan has increased in recent years, it remains subject to political considerations. The Chinese government exercises significant control over travel to the island. For Taiwanese citizens, travel to mainland China is also subject to restrictions and can be influenced by political considerations. Our journey concludes in Europe, a continent grappling with its own set of challenges and internal divisions. The European Union, once a symbol of unity and open borders, is facing a wave of populism and a resurgence of nationalism. For Chinese travelers, this means facing a more complex and potentially restrictive travel environment within the EU. Visa applications may become more stringent, requiring additional documentation and financial guarantees. Travelers may also face increased scrutiny at border crossings. The tourism industry, which relies heavily on Chinese visitors, is bracing for a potential decline in arrivals and revenue. As we navigate this evolving landscape, it is crucial for travelers to stay informed about potential restrictions and plan accordingly. Understanding the geopolitical context can help ensure a smoother travel experience. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the changing travel landscape. Stay tuned for more insights and updates on global travel trends. Safe travels!